Hellcat driver, Mr. One Nighter. That's so girl, I think I like her. Swiper, no swiper. From Mr. Woody, not one nighter. She'll think I like her. Been down one nighter. She'll think I like her. Hellcat driver.
EA is bringing microtransactions to single-player modes, and it is only going to get worse from this very moment, but I believe if we act now, there is still time to make change. I don't care if I never work with them. Again, I feel lied to. I feel betrayed, and I don't believe in the direction the game is going in any longer. You can hate me, you can like me, please just listen to me for a few moments, because what EA is doing with microtransactions is going to ruin single-player modes. Dynasty, Road to Glory, if they don't see any community pushback.
Why is the title... I almost broke my chair throwing that wham. Giga Peak Ultra. You're lying.
EA is bringing microtransactions to single-player modes, and it is only going to get worse from this very moment, but I believe if we act now, there is still time to make change. I don't care if I never work with them. Again, I feel lied to. I feel betrayed, and I don't believe in the direction the game is going in any longer. You can hate me, you can like me, please just listen to me for a few moments, because what EA is doing with microtransactions is going to ruin single-player modes. Dynasty, Road to Glory, if they don't see any community pushback, it is going to get really ugly. However, it is not too late for them to correct their mistake either. Over the next couple weeks, starting today, you will see hashtag CFB play don't pay across all social medias. I will be putting this under every single post until they address the issue. You can't just sneak microtransactions in, have us creators super excited to play the game, say nothing about it at Chicago, and just expect this to be cool. Expect us to...
Now, how the fuck did Guapo get free that fast? Yeah, now, also too, chat, what I want y'all to know is, a lot of times, I'm being suffered. I know I'm a content creator, so a lot of people won't listen to this, but a lot of y'all hate be misplaced. There are some content creators that shield for the company, and bro, you can't tell them anything about 2K, about EA, about who the else, you know, about Xbox, about PlayStation. There's some people you can't tell them anything about it, but about Ubisoft, thank you. But a lot of these people, bro, they dead ass just front, man. Like, the company will do X, Y, and Z and not tell those people, and then the content creators get misplaced hate. I've been in the rooms that some of y'all, like, some of y'all favorite creators have been in. And before I got in those rooms, I heard the way people talk about those people, right? They'll be like, yo, how you getting 2K and don't tell them about this? How you don't tell them about that? How you don't tell them? So when I finally got in those rooms, I was so excited because I was like, yo, if I have the opportunity to tell them about microtransactions and X, Y, and Z, I'm going to do that. But the moment you get in those rooms, you quickly realize it's no point. I promise you. Because the people you're talking to are not the people making the decisions. You're going to talk to people that fixes gameplay, that fixes whether the tight end can rip out of X, Y, and Z, whether the tight end can plant his feet this way, that way. But the niggas that do microtransactions, you never talk to them. Bro, you immediately, once you get in those rooms and you start telling about microtransactions, they got a lot of the devs dead ass feel the same way about y'all as y'all. They be like, oh man, bro, I know, bro. I didn't want it in there. I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. There's nothing you could do. So mad at creators saying, bro, you go there and just do this. Bro, the creators don't do nothing. All the creators can do is tell them, yo, you need to fix the O-line. So they hid this. I believe that they hid this from them. But also, too, I do know that some of the devs, low-key, probably as much as blindsided as other creators. But also, too, don't get it wrong, some of the devs knew about it and just like, yo, I can't do nothing. I'll just deal with it when it comes.
Be so excited and happy about the game still. Nobody is happy. As this has been discovered, I'm just getting more and more upset. Okay, let's calm down. Let's get back to what is even going on. To put it very simply, EA has taken a faster XP slider that was in Road to Glory in the previous two titles, and they've removed it. They've taken a faster Coach XP slider that was in Dynasty the last 2 years, and they have taken it away. Insane. What did they replace it with? Microtransactions, where you can pay them to upgrade your player in Road to Glory a little bit faster. You can pay them to upgrade your coach a little bit quicker. You just got to get out that checkbook, sign it away to EA, give them some money. It is so upsetting to me just with the way they tried to sneak this in there as well, with the way they've implemented it. It's hard to find. I didn't even know this existed until a few days ago when I saw some people that were tweeting about it. And then yesterday on Sunday, I was actually able to find out how to even do this stuff in Dynasty. So I'm going to take you through the Dynasty portion. Then I'm going to take you through the Road to Glory portion. You will see where the issue lies. First of all, 90% of the time, I'll just do an offline file because on 26, the menus were faster. You have save points, which is good for the end of seasons, especially in series. And this is what you're going to see the settings look like if you were to do an offline file on 27. You're going to have the option to still use your membership bonuses to get faster coach XP, but there is a missing setting here. If you were to do a Cloud Dynasty, which seems to be where they're trying to push everybody, they say there's faster updates, faster simulation, you can play with friends, you got the team builder on there. Well, this is where they want to push everybody to an online mode where you have to be connected to the internet for where most people are still just playing single player. Dynasty settings in here is where you will see it. Coach level.
Yo, before we got off streaming, you can go check my last stream to verify this. One of my saves was offline, and I ain't really care. Like, it's how you know I ain't know nothing about this. I was just vibing. But I remember Takeover was like, yo, go online because certain things might mess up and do that. But I was so slow on doing it because I'm like, bro, I'm playing an offline mode. I don't really care. Like, hold on, let me tone back a little bit. My whole thought process on Road to Glory especially was if I'm on an offline mode, I don't care about being online. I think that's one of the biggest problems already. Why do I need to be online for offline mode? I hate that shit. Shit ass. Stop doing that to me, my nigga. Gotta be a part of the service. That's one of the things I had a problem with 2K. If the server's going on, I can't play my career mode because I can't earn VC. I can't earn this offline. That shit is trash.
Still just playing single.
All these games make you be online. Yeah, and I'm on that side of it immediately. Stop making every game an online requirement. That shit is whack. So you mean to tell me if my internet go down for maintenance, because a lot of times my shit go down at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, I can't play the game? I can't do nothing? That's whack.
Player. Dynasty settings in here is where you will see it. Coach level purchases. It is only on these online files. If you do a single player offline file, you won't even have the option for this to be in your settings and turn it on or off. Now, some of you might be asking, Bordeaux, why is this an issue? If you don't want to spend money on the game, you don't have to. It'll just be more fun to have a harder dynasty. The issue is they remove settings that made it easier to gain XP as a coach on this game while also replacing it with those microtransactions. Remember how I said in college football 25 and 26, you could have a fast and fastest XP setting? Well, that isn't in 27. You have normal, slowest, and slower. They literally just remove the feature for no reason.
Is insane. Take the fastest feature off and just put some bullshit like.
And the funny thing is modders on PC have already been able to find it is still in the game files. It's just hidden so people can't access it. That is all allegedly. I haven't seen it. I don't know how easy it would be for them to actually turn it back on, but I imagine it couldn't be too hard to put in a feature that has been there for years. It's a simple setting. Anyway, we'll talk about the MVP Plus membership stuff later. I already said I wasn't happy with it a month ago. This is what just really upsets me. The fact that you could spend 12,000 points. This is
shout out to Mari, bro. Mari, one of the first people that I've legitimately seen. He told me about this, but I seen his DM late as hell. Like, bro, you paying this shit to level up your coach. Like, bro, investors dead ass ruin games, bro. The core gameplay of NCAA right now is very solid. There are some things we need to fix, but the actual game is cool. But now that's getting overshadowed because these niggas wanted to make money on an offline mode and just almost killed it. Like, what are they doing?
This is Ultimate Team stuff that I've seen in past games. Now it's in single player modes. If you wanted to purchase this, they take you over to the store. You don't have the funds for it. $100. $100 if you want to just max out your coach. It's actually even more predatory in Road to Glory, especially since there's no online part of Road to Glory. It's just a single player experience for like 50 games. We will get there.
It's worse than Road to Glory, but I'm going to see if he gets there. Because in Dynasty, don't get it wrong, I don't understand it. I want y'all to know that. Please use your comprehension. I don't understand it. But in Dynasty, I can possibly be more understanding. I don't understand it at all in Road to Glory.
But basically, if you do an offline file, you won't even have this option. If you do a cloud one, though, that is when you'll see this, and it's actually in the game. It's just been very quiet. They didn't say anything about this. They just casually removed the faster Coach XP sliders and replaced the ability to upgrade your coach with microtransactions. It's ridiculous. In fact, C4 did a test where he won every game and every natty for 10 years and only got to a level 48 on the normal coach speed. It's just way too slow. Normal coach speed has always been a little bit too slow for my taste. So what I discovered was what was more fun for rebuilds was to turn it to fastest on College Football 26. And I enjoyed it, but then they just removed that feature and said, if you want to upgrade a little bit faster, it's going to cost you some money. I didn't want to rush to conclusions on Thursday when I found this out though. So I shot a text over to one of the devs that always is very responsive. And sure enough, there was no reply back. It would have been nice to just say, yeah, we took it out. But I also understand there's really nothing he could say here. There was.
I'm about to say, honestly, I'm being so for real, bro. Bro, you can have your favorite dev that you talk to. He might be cool. Honestly, your favorite dev, bro, he's an employee just like how you are at your job. Let's say, for example, you work at FedEx. If they say these boxes now that are usually fucking 33 cents is now 75 cents, you can ask him why they go up. He can't say nothing about it. Like, they told me that this is what it's got to be. It's what it is. So the devs, like, what can he say?
Going to come off well if they took it out because there are microtransactions coming. I also want to use this portion of the video before I continue to rip into EA. I'm ripping into the higher ups here. I'm not ripping into the devs. It is not the devs' fault. It's not their decisions that are leading to these microtransactions. It's someone higher up that is saying, we need to make more money. Let's get more revenue out of this. Maybe Ultimate Team and Cut isn't cutting it because no one cares about College Ultimate Team. But I'm not blaming the devs. The devs did an amazing job, and that is the part that sucks to me the most. This is the best game they have put out.
Man.
It's not even close. There's the least amount of bugs. There's still a couple huge ones that need to be addressed, and I am sure they'll get to it. But the devs cooked. The devs did a good job, and it is all going to be overshadowed because of this microtransaction slop that they've put in. At the moment, all I want to do is just film Hawaii episode 2 because I'm having so much fun with that Dynasty series, but I can't because we have to get this hashtag trending, we have to get it going, and we have to make sure the EA actually addresses this. I believe a very good starting point is looking at College Football 26. Bring back 2 simple features on the Dynasty side, simply the ability to have a faster and fastest coach XP speed setting. Then on the Road to Glory side, the ability to edit the XP sliders so you can control how fast your player.
Bro, I didn't even know. And you know it's crazy? We low-key found this shit out, but I ain't really peeping. Because I was struggling with the damn tight end that we made, right? And I was like, oh my God, bro, like what do we do? I went to the setting and couldn't find this. I couldn't find it, but you know, honestly, whenever I'm live and I can't find it, I get a little frustrated and I don't want people to like be watching me struggle to find something, so I let it go. Like, but they took this out completely.
Or gets XP. See, even for this Dynasty save I had it set to 170.
The chair's dead who wants a shot. My chair ain't dead. It's the same chair, you motherfucker. I fixed it.
Because I didn't think it was fast enough. Most people, if they really want to have fun, could put it at 300. If we go back over to College Football 27, you will see that none of that is there. And it takes all of this awesome effort that they put in to try and really recapture the best of college football games, and it throws it out the window if you are just going to focus on microtransactions. It makes me sick that you spent years building up community trust, saying that this was our game. This is all for us. Nobody, not a single person out there was like, what would make our game better? What would make me want to play college football more? Oh, I know. Being able to buy coach levels, being able to buy upgrades for my player that is now way too slow to upgrade. I mean, look at this. There is no setting to control your XP sliders in Road to Glory anymore. And let's just see how expensive it could be to upgrade your player. I started as a 2-star. I was curious what.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I dead ass, I felt sad, and bear with me though. I felt sad that EA tried to get college basketball back, and 2K came and basically derailed whatever they did and took away that. And EA was like, "Yo, all right, I'm done. We're not gonna get in there." The reason why I felt sad is because I was like, "Yo, eventually." This is how I looked at it. If EA gets in college basketball, they can potentially lead the way to them getting into back to making basketball games, period. But honestly, all they would have did was just literally do this in the college basketball game. They would have just did this. There's no point in feeling bad. Yo, EA recently got bought by, they got a bunch of Saudi money as well as other companies. Right now I can't recall. I'm gonna just say they just got bought out by a bunch of like Saudi investors. And I guess they trying to recoup that money through this mode. But my nigga, stop. This is an offline mode, especially in Road to Glory, where you don't even play that many games. Why would I pay? Let's say, for example, it's $45 to max out a player that I can only play with for 4 seasons. That's 60 fucking games. And then now my $45 is unusable again. Because when he goes to Madden, you're going to make him ass again. And I got to pay another $45. I would not pay none of that. Get my money on this mode. You got my money for the game, that's it.
What would happen? Our max overall is only 80 for the time being, but we could potentially spend 6,500 points just getting our player from a 55 to an 80 overall in a single player mode. That is like $50. Oh no, I accidentally clicked it. I hate myself. At least those points were not bought by me. They just came with the pre-order. Actually, though, that raises a great point. If you wanted to give EA the benefit of the doubt, if you wanted to say, if someone's not going to play Ultimate Team, how are they going to spend this cash that they get from the pre-order? They just want to give them an ability to upgrade their coach or pay to upgrade their player. You could say that, but at the same time, they removed the settings that made it possible for us to get that sandbox experience, for it to feel like our game. If you're removing those settings so we can't faster progress unless we pay, then I don't think it was with that nice intent of let's give people another incentive if they did pay for the pre-order. We are keeping a very close eye on what those sliders do in college football 26 and 25. If you try to bring them back but tweak it to where fastest isn't that fast anymore, to where fastest is more like normal, we will catch on very fast because there's amazing people in this community, like Max Plays College Football, that is very good at data. I don't think you understand. There is nobody that is on board with this. All of us creators all think the same thing. We were all sitting there going through early access filming, like, what is going on? The past 2 years, it felt so much more open during some of that early access capture.
Yo, just
and
not
Not the
lying,
Expert
bro.
put out a good tweet about that too. Let's just say I allegedly didn't feel as free this year. I didn't feel like I could have any constructive criticism in the same way. I really don't know where I feel like the direction of the college football series is going to go. I think the dev team and the people that work on the game are incredible and they're really doing good things. But if they're forced to bring more microtransactions forward, if they are forced to continue doing all this stuff that isn't really for the consumer, but more for extra revenue, I just think that is going to be overshadowed and it's not going to be as fun. As I have cooled down, I really am more just disappointed than even mad. I was already pretty frustrated with how some of the things were going behind the scenes up to this. And so for nobody to ever mention to me that microtransactions were coming, probably because they knew my reaction wasn't going to be happy, is just the icing on the cake. It's so frustrating. Nobody considers that hurts my brand. That hurts my trust with you guys.
Yeah, bro. That shit be so fraud what they do to like a lot of creators, bro. Because, bro, a lot of creators, bro, we build up years of like trust with our community. They'll trust them, but like, let's say for example, we watch a whole bunch of videos talking about why we don't fuck with X, Y, and Z microtransaction. And then you fly us out there, put us in front of this game, we telling us how great it is, and then you sneak that behind it. Bro, some of my community might not be understanding it, bro. I didn't know nothing about that, bro. I didn't know. Why the fuck would they do that?
I just look stupid now.
I
I shouldn't have to spend my early access time looking for hidden things that aren't mentioned instead of just filming, having fun with the game, and recording videos. I do this because I have a lot of fun playing these games, and I've tried to do my part behind the scenes the last few years to try and make this game better with what is feasible, but ultimately, it's probably led to a few bug patches that might not have been caught otherwise. It just feels like everything took a...
Yo, we go. You said, I don't get it. You have a bunch of money makers. They just can't let one sports game. They can't let one sports game by without that nonsense. Let me tell you why. It's capitalism at the end of the day. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like those investors are not invested in every single game. Okay. Now the problem with video games at this moment, to be completely honest, people know how popular and how much money they make. GTA opened up the door to let people know, oh my fucking goodness, that makes that, not just GTA though, Madden, that makes that, Nintendo Mario Kart, that makes that. So what investors want to do is they want to put money into something and they want that money to multiply by this percent, that percent, this percent. So these people they buy into a company, they don't necessarily care about what the product is. They care about does it make money or not, right? Now, whenever they get into these spots, they go into the boards. And whenever they get in those positions, they be like, okay, that game made a lot of money. What can you do to that game to maximize the profits? It's not about, okay, how would that make the game worse? They honestly, for the most part, don't care. What will maximize the profits? Because a lot of these people, to be real, don't even stay in the positions out there for that long. They don't. Like, they'll put their money in, get out, sell a spot to somebody else. Like, so what's going on sports games right now is you got these investors. They've seen how popular NCAA was. They've seen that a bunch of people wanted the game back, how hyped it was, and then they seen the first game build off that, the second game build off that. That brings in a bunch of new investors whenever EA does their what do you call that? Their earnings call. Whenever they do their earnings call, they're like, yo, we made this much money. They provide guidance. It's called guidance to what they think the company's going to do. And that guidance brings in other investors. Now, those other investors, I hope I'm not losing none of y'all because I'm not talking nothing crazy. I don't think I'm being advanced. But those other investors, they come in and they don't give a fuck about nothing else. Yeah, the game made $1 billion last year. Let's say, for example. Now that I'm an investor, how the fuck can you get it up to $1.3 billion? Oh, you got this offline mode that ain't doing nothing? Put some microtransactions in there. Even if the dev's coming to them, oh, I think they might, I don't care. Now, the way that America works especially is if investors find out that the company is not doing everything within their power to maximize profitability and maximize their gains, they can then sue the company saying you're not doing what's right for us. But we as consumers, we can't really do that. We got to sit and just take the bullshit. Be like, oh, you the only one making an NCAA football game. Don't do that. Oh, you don't do it, don't buy the game. Like, but investors, if they find out that they're not doing anything to maximize, they can soon be like, oh, you're not taking care of us. That's how the shit works. So what's going on is video games is big as fuck. And unfortunately, these motherfuckers is flooding the hobbies that you and I enjoy just to take our mind off of work. Just to take our mind off of life. And they're fucking up video games. And one of the biggest issues, before I let bro finish his video, sports games got it the worst. There's a couple of reasons. Sports, one of the biggest things on this fucking planet, period. Look what FIFA's doing. Look what the World Cup is doing. Now, obviously, if it's one of the biggest things, people are going to want to play that shit. And we want to replicate some of the favorite things that we see on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, whatever. But also, too, the typical sports fan have already shown, especially 2K, they'll let you fuck them over. And it's not just people that be like, okay, I just want to play the game. Because it's honestly, for those people, ball out, do your thing. But there's a lot of people in the sports world that be like, okay, all right, well, you gave me that option, I'm going to buy it. You gave me that, I'm going to do this. You gave me, I'm going to do this. So sports games especially, they just let people fuck them over, bro. Hey, underrated, you can call him, but please make it quick, though. Talk to me, though. This shit is nuts. Nuts, bro. Underrated, what's that word, man?
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Hold on. Damn audio. All right, you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
All right, so mind you, we all know Saudi done bought EA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if some people are paying attention, other people do. I just get my little information here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why they're starting to buy, the boxing, WWE, EA, it's because I think they're starting to run out of oil and they're trying to liquidate all their shit. So with them doing that, they're trying to maximize their profits from all of this. Because maybe they took a loss with the oil and shit,
Mm-hmm.
buying these companies at a high market value, and they're trying to maximize everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you got that. It would make sense if they were actual gamers rather than just being investors. Because of them putting all these microtransactions, you'll be like, oh, that's cool because they bring it back college basketball again.
Mm-hmm.
They bring it back such and such again. They doing this with the Sims again. No, they just money, which is why everyone's like pissed off because it's just a money thing. You're not getting money, making money to help fund something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like the biggest thing, the reason why Boondocks stopped is because they weren't getting funded anymore.
Yeah.
Now, if someone was so like, you know what, I'm gonna give y'all X amount of money, Boondocks would be back.
Yeah. If they knew that they can profit off of it in a lot of ways, they just bring the shit back. Like a lot of shit that we're currently losing is just they don't see the return on their investment, so they just cut it.
Which is the reason why you don't have a midnight club. The reason why we don't have a Def Jam.
Yep. Literally. That's literally the reason. But in a lot of ways, though, me as like a business person, I understand it. But I also do understand, bro, sometimes you should not try to nickel and dime every fucking thing because you will end up costing revenue in the later down the road for trying to get short-term wins now. But that's not what the typical investors over them are doing. They care about winning right now, making the money right now. They're sick. They got a fucking problem.
That's exactly what the last owner of the Boston Celtics did. Won that chip, sold the team. Get up out of there.
Yeah. Maximize it. Maximize the profits. Okay. Right there.
All right, yep.
Appreciate you, gang. But yo, shout out to Underrated, bro, because he's like, but also too, man, one thing that's going on with the Saudis, that the context, so my daughter said that you just got here. This is the context. We're talking about the current problem, what's going on with EA. I know we got a good amount of people over here today. This is what's happening. EA just dropped College Football 27. Well, a popular game. People waited on the game, wanted that game. Now, in that game, there's been a game mode that for the most part, it's always been offline and it's not been microtransactions heavy. What they did was change that now. Think of 2K, let's say for example, 2K12 versus my career 2K13. Okay? Maybe you might not know, let me give you. 2K12, everything you wanted. Earn skill points, offline, don't matter. 2K13, you want that arm sleeve, 50 VC. Now you might be thinking, oh, 50 VC not that bad. But guess what? Guess how much the arm sleeve is now? Set up, but let's say for example, fucking 500 VC. Like they just implementing the bullshit into it. Long story short, like that's what they doing. All right. But you look like you use all the skill points on that hat on your Craig. I'm gonna need you to get your ass out of here. Quit fucking with me, gang. Shout out my dog Craig, bro. But so boom. Here's an example. That my dog Chip put in here, and it's gonna be. Let's talk about this. So this is an example of what's going on and how the investors think, right? So he said last year Microsoft made $101 billion in profits. Then they also got $12.5 billion in tax breaks from Trump, right? So then from that, the CEO makes $96 million. But guess what? Guess what then happens? Now all that money that they made, they raised the prices of the Xbox by $150 and they cut 3,200 jobs. You don't need to cut all them jobs. You're making money hand over fist. You're making enough money. You're making enough money to pay those people. But the problem is, especially like once you start to like learn about how this shit goes with the stock market and shit like that, if let's say for example you made $105 billion, if you come back like it's not a year later, If you come back the next quarter and say you made 105 again, you be like, hold on. They didn't make enough money. We think that it's going to start dropping. The stock starts to drop. Investors start to leave. So they try to maximize their profits every single fucking quarter, and it's ridiculous. So let's get back to NCAA because I don't want to stray too far. But at the end of the day, if y'all don't know, this is what's the problem with all of this shit. Let's go back a little bit.
My trust with you guys, I just look stupid now. I shouldn't have to spend my early access time looking for hidden things that aren't mentioned.
I got your case. Hold on.
Instead of just filming, having fun with the game, and recording videos. I do this because I have a lot of fun playing these games, and I've tried to do my part behind the scenes the last few years to try and make this game better with what is feasible. But ultimately, it's probably led to a few bug patches that might not have been caught otherwise. It just feels like everything took a complete 180 from what I'd been hearing behind the scenes and what was coming in the future. I mean, I voiced my issues in Chicago about the MVP membership, but what I've learned is I really can't do all that much. Even with a partnership with them, it is trending in a direction that is more restricted. It's not what I signed up for, and I don't care about whatever money they throw my way. They have lost all of my trust with this. Maybe I was too passive. Maybe I was too immature. I know I've made...
He didn't do anything wrong, bro. Like, it's literally nothing that he could have did. I understand what he's doing. He's, like, appealing to his audience because... Unfortunately, bro, a lot of people hate is misdirected, and they're gonna be out for blood towards this guy or towards any creator. They'll like, you know who got that shit bad. I'm not just saying this because this is my dog. I probably got that shit bad, bro. The 2K community is so damn dumb. 2K community, oh my god. Honestly, some of the dumbest customers ever. They dead ass go at the iPod and act like iPod is the reason for why 2K is bad. And I know that's my dog, so I can't tell these people they sound stupid because I look very biased. I get it. But when you see people going to iPod, you be like, yo, these motherfuckers really slow as fuck. What the fuck could he really do? This is a nigga from Chester, Pennsylvania that played the game just like you. Technically, iPod makes the game. Nigga. And I just sit by like, oh, it's nothing we can do. Nothing we could do, gang.
Mistakes over these years, but I'm just not going to continue to work with something I don't believe in. When I liked the direction the game was going in, it made sense, but I don't believe in that anymore. I'm going to do everything I can moving forward to stop the microtransaction push because I've always wanted to do the best by the community, and it is
He can call them dickheads.
obvious that and what EA is thinking about are no longer on the same path. My final thoughts are, I really hope that they just listen to everybody that is voicing their frustration. I really hope that we see in that first title update the opportunity to use those fast XP sliders again, because it is something that I believe should be able to come back really quick. I also want to reiterate, do not go attacking any of these devs.
It does nothing, bro. I promise you, attacking the devs does nothing. And a lot of people won't know until you interact with a dev, you talk to them. Even if it's a smaller dev, you'll see it does nothing.
I don't believe most of the people I interact with or the devs are in charge of making decisions like this. They did a very good job with this game. I love College Football 27, so please don't go after them. But with that being said, I will be on social media. You know the hashtag CFB, play, don't pay. I'm going to be there because I'm not going to.
Yo, shout out to bro. This was a great video. Let me go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And I'm glad that he's putting some light on this. Like that shit needs to be addressed. Like this is a offline game mode, and y'all are turning down the XP you can get, trying to make this shit a grind. And what y'all doing is y'all turning this shit into a mobile game in a lot of ways. Period. One of the biggest issues with video games right now is niggas is getting away with bringing mobile tactics into full-fledged, full-price games. We gave y'all a pass for mobile games, bro, because it was free. And I'm on my phone, I'm on a plane. What do you mean I paid you $70, $110, and now you finna continue to try to charge me after that too? Stop it, bro. You got to give it up. You bugging the fuck out. Also, too, I seen somebody say Stacks got that bad with 2K too. Absolutely. Now, with Stacks, I want y'all to know, Stacks my dog. I am understanding why somebody would go at Stacks more than they would go at iPod though, because Stacks eventually became employed by 2K. But I'm here to tell y'all too, even with Stacks, that's my dog. Nigga, he couldn't control the VC. Like, you can't control it. It's the niggas on the board. It's the niggas that don't want you to know it. Like, those are just developers, dog. But the people that be going at the developers, niggas don't really know the business like that. Like, bro, they dead ass employees, bro. That's like getting mad at LeBron James about how much they charging for the fucking price of a hot dog in the stadium. Bitch ass nigga, they just pay me to bounce the basketball, my nigga. I can't control the price of that shit. They just tell me to do this and I do it, my nigga. Come on, bro. Like, that don't make no sense to get mad at the deals behind all that shit. Like, they can't control it, my nigga. The NBA, all right, maybe LeBron was a bad idea. Let's say fucking Kyle Lowry, I guess. All right.
Baby, come lay with me. She wanna stay with me. Top floor penthouse up on the balcony, acting unfaithfully. Baby, come lay with me. She wanna stay with me. Top floor penthouse up on the balcony, acting unfaithfully. A Hellcat driver, Mr. One Nighter.